Hello everyone, I hope you can hear me. Please confirm me that you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you, Tuncer.
Okay, so I'm starting our model. Welcome Merve Duman and attendants. I will ask our participants not to use their microphone and keep them silent throughout the event. At the end of our speech, we will have Q&A, and you can use your microphone to ask your questions. Before starting, I will briefly talk about who ECZARTI is and what it does. And also, I'll mention how the ECZARTI concept came out. ECZARTI is known as İstinye University Pharmaceutical Student Association, which was formed by İstinye University Faculty of Pharmacy students between 2017 and 18 academic years. In ECZARTI, students are responsible for organizing and running organization. In ECZARTI carries out its work with 10 commissions where students can be active according to their interests. And now ECZARTI concept. As pharmacy students, we are aware of the importance of having knowledge in different fields, in addition to the professional training that we receive. We aim to bring competent speakers and students on career, volunteering, entrepreneurship, technology, and international opportunities. I turn off my screen sharing and want to welcome our speaker again. Welcome, Merve Duman. I hope you are doing okay. Your microphone is turned off.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Tuncer, and thank you for your invitation. Also, thank you for all of your participation, and Happy Republic Day. Also, now I will share my screen for my presentation. Okay. Can you see? Okay, I will start now.
Yes, we can see.
Today, I will try to explain you industry from an eye of a new graduate. And I'm Merve. I was born in 1970 in Istanbul, and I started the Istanbul University Faculty of Pharmacy in 2015. Then I started to work part-time as medical intern in Boehringer Ingelheim in 2019, the second term of the fourth grade, I think. Then in this June, I graduated from Istanbul University, and also I started to work in Boehringer Ingelheim as promotional activities application specialist. Today, I will start with my internship experience because internships are important for understanding your preferences or your expectations for business life. It's important for understanding what do you want from business and what will your career road. So I will start with internships, and after that we will talk about job interviews. Then I will talk about medical department, which is my department now. Then we will discuss about your questions. As you know, in pharmaceutical industry, as a pharmacist, we have many places in several departments. Actually, nearly all departments are available for us because in our faculty, we know everything for pharmaceuticals. We know every step of product, so we can work on every step of manufacturing product from manufacturing area to companies to the field. Also, the last step is pharmacies and hospitals. We can work on all of the departments and all of the sites. For example, in medical affairs, we can work as MSL, medical science liaison, or medical managers, or we can work in Medinfo, or we can work in pharmacovigilance department, market access, regulatory affairs, quality control, and quality assurance are in manufacturing side, we can work in R&D laboratories, formulation development laboratories. Also, we can work in clinical researches department as CRA, CTA, project manager. Also, we can work in marketing, sales, and forces. Also in business development departments. There are other employees from other faculties or other professions in those departments, but still we can work in these departments. I did my first internship in pharmacy, and after that, I enjoyed my pharmacy internship actually, because when I came to school, I hadn't any idea about industry, and I just wondered the pharmaceuticals. Then I choose this education program. But when I did my first internship, I enjoyed because in pharmacy you can feel that you can touch to human health directly, and the communication with patients is valuable thing. But the pharmacy is the last step of the story of a product. And when I learn about the previous steps, like manufacturing side in industry, I felt more excited and I wanted to do my internship in that side also. Then I started to research about how can I do my internship in a company. I joined to some conferences. Then I met with someone from these companies. I asked to them some questions, just like happening in this conference. We know each other, and this expand your network. So you have references from other companies, and you can ask your questions to them. And after that, I followed many conference programs, and I applied for summer internship to Abdi Ibrahim, and I did my internship in quality control laboratory in manufacturing field. Uh, it was more exciting for me, according to pharmacy, because I can use my laboratory skills, my laboratory practice in that manufacturing area, and I can observe the whole manufacturing process of the pharmaceuticals. So I really enjoyed this internship experience. But after this, when I had a little bit pharmacy experience, I realized that I don't want to work in a pharmacy anymore. I just want to work in industry. But I was thinking about working in R&D department. I was wondering the chemical side of pharmaceuticals. But when I started to work in Boehringer Ingelheim as medical intern, I realized that the office side of companies are also exciting for me. And this is changeable to person by person. In laboratories or in manufacturing site, you are using your laboratory skills, maybe more, you are using your other skills, but in the office side, communication is more important. You have many colleagues from different departments, and you are in communication for all day with each other. So when I tried to being an intern in Boehringer Ingelheim, I met with a different working area, the office side. So it was more and more exciting for me, and I go on Boehringer Ingelheim as promotional activities application specialist. When do you want to do your internship in companies? You have to do some steps. For example, all companies are announcing their internship opportunities from some websites. They can announce them from their own websites, or they can use CareerNet or LinkedIn. So first of all, you have to prepare your CV, and in the second step, you have to have accounts from these websites, and you have to follow their announcements. So you can apply the jobs, and they can call you for interviews. There are several types of interviews. Most of them are happening with human resources officers. They are happening. They are being with HR officers, and also the department managers or department officers are joining to the interview, because human resources are measuring your fitness to company. Are you work in a harmony with company culture? These they are measuring this, and the department members are measuring your professional skills. So generally, nearly most of interviews are happening like this, and they are asking some general questions. For example, they can say, tell us about a challenge in your life, but this challenge should be related with your professional life. For example, if you had previous internships, you can tell about experience from pharmacy or a company, or if you haven't do any internship before, you can tell about something from your school project or your club activities. So uh, they can ask, how do you act in a teamwork? They can ask about your projects, and they can ask about your previous experience, as I said. And one of the common questions are, what kind of decisions do you take more difficult? Or they can ask about, how do you act under stress conditions? Some questions like that are common in the job interviews. And also, they can give you a case in the moment of the interview. You can solve that case on there, or they can send the case before the interview to you. For example, they can ask, the case could be related with the company products, or could be completely irrelevant. For example, one of the interview, they asked us about a I will tell this next, before I will tell the presentation interview. It's for example, one of the company sent me a case just before a night from the interview. The case was about the company was the food company, but they have a human pharma side. So I applied the marketing department in the human pharma side for internship, and they sent me a case about a nutrition product, and they expect from me to preparing a presentation contains sales forecast about product, or placement of products, what analyzing. I invent a marketing strategy of a product in my presentation. I mean, it was a simulation of being a product manager in a marketing, but it was just an interview. So one of my experience was like this in interviews, and one of them was a group interview. They can call all the candidates in a same time, and after the general questions, they know each other. They give you a case. This case could be related with the products, as I said, but also could be irrelevant. For example, one of the case was a group in Alp mountains. They stuck under snow conditions. Their car was damaged by something. So this group is a heart condition, and there is 15 materials for useful according to them. So you have to put in order these materials according to their importance level. For example, one of the materials was blanket, one of them was knife, one of them was lightning, something like that. And you are putting in order to importance level according to yourself. But after that, when the all candidates are preparing their own list, you started to discuss with the common list with all group. For example, I defend my idea. I say that blanket is the most important material. We should put blanket in the first line. But the other one from the group says that, no, I think it's not important. I think knife is more important because something like that. But when do you discussing, the human resources members are observing you, and they are evaluating some parameters from your behaviors. For example, they can they are observing that if you behave too aggressively, this is not good for you. This is causes that they won't select you. And after these types of interview, if you had a job or if you had an internship finally, I suggest that don't stop to joining interviews, because when do you join an interview, you are trying yourself, and also you are improving your communication skills. For example, when I'm doing my internship as medical intern, my manager was supporting my career development, and she is suggesting me that just go another companies for internship. If you don't want to go there, okay, stay here, but try yourself, she said to me, and I did this. uh, After that, you are improving your self-confidence, and you are introducing yourself to different companies. Also, they recognize you, and they can evaluate your CV with next opportunities. Maybe they can evaluate you in the future. So in medical affairs, I did my internship for a year in medical affairs, and my internship was containing archiving responsibilities in the first time. I set up any archiving system. I archived all consent forms as hard copy and soft copy. It seems boring from outside, but inside, when you are doing your responsibilities with enthusiasm, the other colleagues, your manager, and the other managers are realizing you. And when do you complete your responsibilities in a timely manner and in a true way, they are open to contributing you more things. For example, when I complete my standard responsibilities, when I go to my manager, I ask to her, I want to learn more things. This archiving is okay. I'm doing this job and I'm learning many things, but I want to feel more related with my profession. I want to learn more things about working in a company as pharmacist. So they decided to giving me a mentorship about being an MSL, and I started to do literature reviews weekly with medical managers and MSLs. I did translation accuracy and translation of some medical materials, and I had a chance to observe the MSLs on the field. They are doing some presentations to key opinion leaders in the field, because in medical department, they are providing medical data to field and the healthcare professionals. Medical department is a whole bridge between pharma industry and healthcare authorities. They are working with regulatory affairs, pharmacovigilance departments, also R&D department and medical department are giving support to developing strategy of the product to marketing and sales departments. So I started to taking an MSL mentorship, and I want to tell what is MSL. It's medical science liaison, and I believe it's a little bit unknown department in our faculty, but it's really important and it's really a good opportunity for pharmacists because there are only 3 jobs who can be an MSL. Pharmacist can be, dentist can be, and medical doctors can be. So you can apply to company in futures as MSL positions. What is MSL doing? They are providing scientific data to healthcare professionals. They are evaluating the field's needs. Fields means pharmacy and hospitals. Every place where is product using or they are giving counseling to healthcare professionals and they are following the product's life cycle. They are following current literatures about the products and they are evaluating the insights of healthcare professionals and they are giving support in the light of these insights to strategy with marketing department and sales department. In global, there are many jobs are doing MSLs, and the most common job is has farm degree. In our country, these numbers are changeable, but still it's a rising side and it's a huge opportunity for pharmacists in industry. And it's a really dynamic job. You are going many congress and many conferences and you are improving yourself by scientific data. You are following and updating yourself day by day and you are giving counseling to healthcare professionals and your communication skills are important in this job also. This is my responsibility now, my current job, promotional activities application specialist. As a pharmacist, working in this position is not really common thing. Maybe I'm the first pharmacist that doing this job because the previous specialist was coming from bank. He was doing his job by using his huge Excel information, and my education is not have a nearly have a nothing related with this job, but I learned everything while my internship was going on. Then the company offered me this position, and I accept because uh, I wasn't graduated yet, and I need to find any job, and I need to stay in the industry, and this seemed to me a good start for working in pharmaceutical industry and gaining business experience. Even it's not related with my education or even it's not related with my career plans because before accepting this job I haven't many idea about this job or I have no idea to doing this job, but After the offer, I started to work and I started to learn everything. And my responsibilities are doing application to Ministry of Health system. It's promotional activities application, the meetings about our products, scientific specialties. There are some meetings that these scientific data are presenting to healthcare professionals. So I'm doing this activities application to Ministry of Health system because we have to report all steps and all things to Ministry of Health. There's really strict deadlines of Ministry of Health, and we have to behave in a harmony with local regulations. So now I have enough about the local regulations of Ministry of Health, and I worked many times with TCK, as you know, and I have more Excel skills now. So even it seems like not related with my career road, but still I gained many business experience from this job. For example, now I'm working with multiple collaborators, and for example, from marketing, sales, from medical, or maybe in regulatory affairs. We are every day in a communication, and I have to behave each them according to their needs, and I have to improve myself for understanding different departments jobs and different departments needs. And also I have to follow up these activities according to strict deadlines, and I have to aware my collaborators about these deadlines. We are working with SOP. SOP means standard operational procedures, and these rules are really important for companies. If you not follow these rules, it would be really bad for audits, and it's really important SOPs. So when do you read and know about SOP, you learn about how do you do your job and how have to do with the some strict lines, and you are awareing your collaborators according to that. So these are my experience, and thank you again for your participation. Have you any questions? I can answer your questions.
Um, Firstly, I want to thank you, Merve Duman, on behalf of the ISUPA and also myself. And I hope to see you in our future events. Thank you for joining us tonight. And
Thank you,
now,
Tunca.
I can tell you some of our questions. From Kübra Yıldız, she says that what were the application stages to Abdi Ibrahim? She really wants to work in the industry, she says.
What were the applications?
Yeah,
The
like how
question,
was the
right?
procedure? How like um
Application procedure, right?
yeah.
Uh, my process was I went to a conference, then I met someone from Abdi Ibrahim in there. I asked my questions about industry to him, and he offered me to be in a reference for my application process. But it happened the beginning of the year. It's third grade, I believe. It happened the beginning of the year. Then I followed the all announcements from the websites, and I joined related conferences in the following time. And I sent an email to him for being reference. Then I applied from LinkedIn or CareerNet. I'm not sure. Maybe CareerNet. Then they called me. They accept my application, and also the group interview was Abdi Ibrahim application, but it's special for our school, I believe, because there was a different program in our school. So the process was happened like this in my site. You should follow all the announcements. You should expand your networks, and you can send emails to a responsible person. You can ask for. You can tell your enthusiasm to them. Okay.
And from the registration form, uh, someone asked, how should we broaden our knowledge in the professional world?
Um, I met many people that they are going on their academical career in the same time with their work also. They are doing master degrees, they are doing MBAs. This is an option for developing yourself, but on the job learning is really important. If you are working with a group, you can learn many things from your colleagues. This is important for improving yourself. And also, there are many certificate programs. Companies are supporting your personal career development. And also, you can join some certificate programs from outside. For example, LinkedIn, Coursera, Udemy has many programs, online programs. You can use them by developing yourself, or you can take mentorship from experienced person in your company.
And I have a question.
Okay.
What do you suggest for a pharmacy student that wants to work in a pharmaceutical industry?
First of all, I suggest that join as much as many conferences about industry, because when you listen about some departments or some companies, you are start to thinking about that department, and you can realize this is fits on me, or this is not fitting on me. So it's shaping your idea. And I suggest also try to do as much as internship, because you are going there with a dream, but it's a kind of simulation of working in there. And when do you have experience in there, suddenly you can realize I don't want it. In my experience, this not happened like this. I experienced pharmacy and I enjoyed, and I experienced hospital and I enjoyed. But when I experienced industry, it's more enjoyable for me. And when I experienced the office side, comparing the manufacturing area, it's more and more enjoyable for me. In the process, you are knowing yourself, you are improving your skills, and you are knowing the places, the departments. So, uh, listening, researching, and experience,
Thank
I
you.
can say. You're welcome.
Um, I will repeat again. If you have questions, you can share them here and open your microphone to ask. And I have one last question. What
Okay.
is the ideal time or grade for a student to do a pharmaceutical industry internship?
Could you repeat? Sorry.
What is the ideal time, grade, first year or second year, for example, for a student to do a pharmaceutical industry internship?
Okay. It's changeable. So many examples. For example, I did the end of third year, and when I took the pharmaceutical chemistry, analytical chemistry, these laboratory skills are useful for your manufacturing internships because you can use those skills in the laboratory side. But if you want to do your internship in office side, for example, in medical department, it's your laboratory skills are not really much important in that side, but still after third grade you feel more a pharmacist, and those grades are really available for internship. But if you are in first grade, if you are in second grade, still you want to do internships, still you are sure about your decision to work in industry in future, so apply everything from website. Just try your chance because, as I said, I saw many examples from my friends or from my school, second grade or in a first grade, they did some industry internships. So you can do also.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Then, Dilara, are you there?
Yes, I want to thank Merve Duman for joining our event and sharing her knowledge and experience. And
Welcome. Thank you.
and if it's okay with Miss Merve, of course, I want to take a screenshot.
Okay.
So